untold chapters of a family's queen. So pull up a chair, let the stories be known. Getting to know the unknown mom. Getting to know the unknown mom.
Hey Brood Mama, I wanted to start a quick little series on just having you guys kind of get to know me, get to know kind of my personality, who I am, and really have me kind of become a little bit more vulnerable, because I'm asking you guys to be vulnerable with me, to share your stories, to share everything like that. And I haven't really done that. So I won't be delving into my name or details like that, but I will be getting into other things that kind of, make me me. So my two kiddos are asleep in the background, and I'm going to try and stay focused on this little camera. So I'm looking at you, but I have things going on around me that I'm probably going to be looking at too. So welcome to my first little episode, and this episode is going to be, my expectations or kind of my thoughts about motherhood before I became a mom. So, here we go. I grew up in a household with love. My parents, I still talk to them every single day. They love me deeply. My family is very, very close. So, I grew up with love, dysfunction, because everybody's family is a little bit dysfunctional, and delusion. And let me tell you this, it wasn't my family who was delusional, it was me. At 16 years old, I thought, I was very judgmental. I was like, why do people not have a clean house with kids? Like, you can't have your kids pick up after themselves. Why do people have dirty dishes? Wash them. You have time. You're sitting at home. Most stay-at-home moms are sitting at home. Why can't they wash dishes? And then I thought, I would be a great mom because I babysat children. Yeah. And when you really think about it, being a mother has nothing to do with babysitting. And I'm going to tell all the people out there who are like, I babysit kids. I can handle it. You can handle it too. Yeah, that's not the same thing. So there was, babysitting. There was, I'm going to be an awesome person. I was a teacher before I ended that and become a stay-at-home mom. And I thought, I'm around kids all the time. I can handle 24 children all at once, 24 5-year-olds. And I'll be good. I don't understand why parents don't lay down the rules. I'm just going to say this here. I've eaten my words so many times. It is so much harder with your own child than it is when you're working with other children. Children act differently with their parents. And I'm just gonna go outright and say that, and say I was wrong. I had so many wrong expectations in my head. And I learned very quickly that a mess in a house does not mean that you're lazy and you're not having your kids pick up. You might be having your kids pick up, and then they just go ahead and dump out the toys. And you know what? I've learned to say that's okay. I've learned to say it's okay to have a pile of laundry, because I swear there's always going to be laundry. So people listening that don't have kids, there's always going to be laundry, and that's okay. There's always going to be toys, and that's okay. Dishes, I do the dishes twice a day. But when you have kids who are constantly snacking, constantly eating, there's always dishes. And that's okay. Because at some point, I am going to wake up in the morning after having a great night's sleep, make myself some breakfast, have some coffee, sit down on my breakfast table, and it's just going to be me and my husband, or maybe just me in the morning. And then I'm going to miss all those nights, all the mess, all the chaos, all of it. And I'm going to be thinking back and just kind of like, I miss it. And my kids are probably going to be out of the house with their own families, and I'm going to have to go to them. I'm going to have to go to them to experience that chaos, to experience, their presence if they're not coming to visit. And so I don't mind the mess. I don't mind the chaos. I don't mind any of that. And my husband is the same way. He's like, why worry yourself with that? What you need to focus on is our children and their kind of well-being. It's getting a little hot in this car, so I'm going to turn it on. So, what else did I think? Oh, I thought that I was going to have a water birth. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with water births. So I was like, I'm going to have a water birth. I'm going to have a supernatural birth. Like, there's no reason I should be getting an epidural because we're made for this. Don't get me wrong. A lot of women can do it. I can't. And that's okay. And that's very much okay. During my second, I had a C-section for my first. So for my second, of course, I wanted to try for a natural birth. And I was able to have a VBAC, which is awesome because some women can't do it. I was able to have a VBAC, but I will tell you this. I went to the hospital the first time, sent home. Went to the hospital the second time, sent home. Went to the hospital the third time, and when they finally said you are 4 centimeters dilated, we can actually keep you here, I said, give me that epidural. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. It's been over 24 hours that I've been having contractions. Give me that epidural. And I learned very quick that it's okay. It's okay to have that epidural. So many of those like motherhood experiences, like I said, I ate my words. All of the thoughts I had before went out the window. And I praise mothers who can do it naturally. My best friend, she might have horrible pregnancies, but she pops out those babies so quickly with no epidural. And I'm like, how? How? You are amazing. You know, another thing that I thought that there was going to be a million moms around because there's moms everywhere, right? There's going to be always someone for me to talk to. There's always going to be someone around, someone for my kids to play with, have play dates, everyone is just going to be so together, right? All moms are going to be for each other. And then unfortunately I realized there's so much of moms going back and forth and judging each other. You breastfeed, you don't breastfeed. You co-sleep, you don't co-sleep. You this, you do that. And it's so divisive, more than I thought. And that, I don't like that. I also didn't realize that everyone's kind of on their own island doing their own thing. And then you're left to kind of Google almost everything. Or if you talk to someone, it's like, oh, you're fine. You're just overreacting. So frustrating. So unfortunately, I learned that part of motherhood that is very, very frustrating. So with all that said, those were my expectations before becoming a mom. And when I became a mom, how I learned, and how it changed. So I'm very open. I'm very much more arms open. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Don't sit there and just bash me on things I might do with my kids. We're all moms. We're all here together. And yeah, that's why I started this whole thing. So that way I can have kind of like that space to talk to someone, and maybe another mom can have that space to talk, to kind of hear that from someone else. So yes, I hope you liked this little behind the scenes, get to know this unknown mama behind the podcast. So I will see you next week.
Getting to know the unknown